So we back with another video, and today we're gonna be giving y'all the best center builds in the game. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all boys been going so crazy with the rankings builds this year. When it came to the point guards, the shooting guards, the small forwards, the power forwards, I had to skip it a little bit because it was a new season. So we went to the best builds, then we gave y'all the rebirth builds, and now we back with the center builds. Now, if you guys want me to make a dedicated video, give me guys the best 6'9" builds, the best 6'8" builds, two-way, ISO, whatever it is you want me to do, put that in the comments down below. But today we're gonna be giving y'all the best center builds. Now, a lot of these center builds are gonna be really to play center, like if you want to play 1v1, 2v2s, 3v3s, but as well as 5v5s. And when it comes to putting into 5v5s, a lot more things that you really need to be able to do as a center. Now, if you want to be able to do a little bit more dribbling with your center, go watch the power forwards. The power forwards really just big man builds that can be able to do pretty much everything, as versatile as possible. This, we tried to make it a center build. So yeah, that's pretty much how that's gonna go. Wanted to make sure I get that out the way early for the people that's expecting a thing and they don't get that. But yeah, if you guys want more, like the video, subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright, so off the rip, we on the rare build account because we have made way too many builds across all these accounts. So we on the rare build accounts today. One of them, it will be on the main, but because I made it, and the rest will be on this account. So when it comes to the position, we're gonna be center. Hand and number is completely up to you, and that. So first build is going to be a 7'3". So we're gonna have builds of all heights on this build. We're gonna have some shorter ones, we got some taller ones. Now the reason why this comes in at last place is because of the speed, but I'm gonna be honest, I tried to make this as well-rounded for a center as possible. So you're gonna have 242 on the weight, because I feel like you don't really need beyond an 86 strength. You get an 86 strength, that's how you get gold brick wall, and then you get the +4 for a gym rat, that's gonna be able to get it to a 90. So that's gonna be still good. And you have a 7'8" wingspan, so you got that 83 3 ball. I really don't like having below an 83 3 ball on this game with a unlock or a big man. So I really try to have a minimum 83 3 ball at all times, just so I can be able to comfortably shoot and like spark it like I'm a sharp. I don't want to just be having like a 3 ball, knowing I can shoot and I can green, but sometimes it'll be an issue. I don't know. I don't never want to be off. I want to always be able to have everything I want, especially when it comes to be able to get the jump shots. You have to have a certain 3-point rating, and that's just perfect for me. So if you feel like you have a perfect jump shot for anything below a 3-point rating, you can go up in wingspan. You can do a lot of different things to be able to tweak it, and you'll be able to probably get even more attributes on your build. But for me, to be able to get the jump shots and stuff like that, all these builds gonna be pretty much at 83 3 ball. Body type is completely up to you though. Now when it comes to build, you're gonna end up with 21 finishing, 16 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 23 defensive. Now when I originally made it like I made the other 4. So I went for driving dunk, standing dunk, close shot, 3-ball, pass accuracy, interior defense, block, offensive rebound, defensive rebound, and then have physicals. Now this one, since it is a taller build, you're not going to be able to be as fast on defense or as versatile on defense. So to make up for that, we lowered a little bit of the stuff on defense, from the interior defense to the defensive rebound, to the block rating, to even, you know what I'm saying, stuff like the driving dunk, so that we can be able to have now our post control. And the post control is what's really gonna make this build actually be able to be as dominant as it really should be. So yeah, this build you could argue is the best one, but I would say that really depends on your play style. So yeah, now this is kind of more of a post score, but you're actually gonna be able to shoot on it. You can be able to pass the ball at a really high rate, and because you have such a high post control, you actually do end up able to have goal unpluckable. So that's kind of a thing that you get as a trade-off for having post control. But the thing is, if you want to be able to have unpluckable on this build, you see it's 12. If you want to be able to get it to gold, you're gonna have to have 5 extra badges. So you got to do something. Maybe you have to finagle it. Whatever you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, that's just what it is. Now when it comes to the build, you have an 80 close shot. That's just what it is, and you end up getting badges like pro touch with 80 close shot, but you just want to get that up as high as possible to reach thresholds, so it's in that 80 plus threshold. 50 lib because of the 70 driving dunk, and we try to be able to have alley-oops, and I believe you do get the pro with the 70 driving dunk rating. Now when it comes to standing dunk, I wanted to have that at a 98, but when I seen I couldn't get a 98, and if you know how 98 works, you get Rise Up Hall of Fame. I also wanted to have a 95 closeout so you can have Hall of Fame masher, but then we had to pivot and try to go a different way. But yeah, I've told y'all multiple times, if you have like a 45 to a 50, you're gonna be able to get standing dunks at a ridiculous rate. The higher your driving dunk goes, the more consistent and the less it misses and the less it gets blocked. So you go up and up and up to be able to have like stuff like rise up is just an extra thing. Now, a thing about having a big man build, rise up is like the posterizer for big man. So if you want to be able to get contact dunks and stuff like that, you have to have a certain rise up. And we are able to have that at silver. Now, honestly, that's why I wanted to have it at a 98, because with 98, you're going to be dunking at a crazy rate. But it just kind of is what it is. Now, we have a 90 post control, so if we want to do any post move, we have Dream Shake Hall of Fame. That now pretty much gets ankles with that. You have Hall of Fame post spin. You have Hall of Fame bat down punisher, Hall of Fame drop stepper, and you have goal area wizard. So you can catch lobs with this. You can post up and do hooks. You can do up and unders with this. You can do fadeaways with this. You can do standing dunks with this, and you can do pretty much anything out the post. Now, fadeaways is gonna be a little tough because you only have a 68 mid range. Though, if you want to put that up a little bit more, you could. Three ball, you're gonna have a 83 three ball. I didn't mean to lower that, but if you want to go up right here, it doesn't get you an extra badge. Just to show you guys that for right now. And I'm gonna put the rest up on free throw, just so you can be able to make your free throws. And if you're playing 5v5 with this build, we have a 76 pass accuracy, 75 gets you the LeBron James pass down, which a lot of people still to this day are convinced that it's the best one because 2K Lab said it. I disagree because I've used a lot of other ones with a really high pass accuracy, and I see a significant difference on the other ones for me. But if you feel like LeBron is perfect for you, this is gonna be right up your alley. And we mainly did it because we just wanted gold break starter and silver needle threader. Now, if you want to go up another tier, you would go for 86 pass accuracy, so that you can now have needle threader at gold, and then you would have break starter at Hall of Fame. You would get both of those at that exact attribute. So if you want to do that, it's gonna be nice. Now, another thing that's really good about getting post control on this build, you're able to get badges like VIDS grip, which is gonna be very important for whenever you're going up for a rebound and want to come down so that people don't rip you. And then you have quick first step, silver, which is going to be very important as well when it comes to using post moves, because this actually allows you to do a lot faster speed boost out of the post. Yes, you can speed boost out of the post. Now, when it comes to defensive rebound, we have an 85 interior defense. If as long as you have an 80 plus, you're going to be really good. But I like to have a 90 on my center builds. So this was one of the things that we have to take a hit. I want to have my perimeter defense still as high as possible, but those are still very low, I'm going to be honest. 88 block, really all you need. I like going 93 on my center build so that you can have gold anchor. But we'll be fine with silver, because at the end of the day, anchor is not doing anything but just getting you a high shot contest. It doesn't make them miss it more just because you have anchor. It just helps you get a higher shot contest. What anchor is really good for is if you want to get more blocked and a higher block success, depending on if you're going for chase downs or just doing a regular block attempt. Now, you also can get pogo stick, you get rebound chaser, only silver because you only have an 85, which again, we try to get that at least at 93 so we can actually have gold, but it is what it is. And then we have an 80 offensive rebound because it is a 7'3" big. Now, when it comes to the speed and acceleration, we have the speed max. Acceleration is based off the perimeter defense, so that's the only reason that is a 41. 86 strength, like I said, you get that to an 86 because of the brick wall. You need 86 strength just to be able to have that gold, or you would have to go all the way to 96 interior defense, and that's just too hard to do. So we just go with the 86 strength at least every time, and you get the +4 to gym rat under the cover or whatever they try to call it. So yeah, then you have a vertical. We want that max at all times. It's gonna help you get better rebound, better block animations, especially with this height. That's gonna be really good. And then when it comes to stamina, that's a 90. Now when it comes to the takeover, he's gonna end up with sharp, rim, post control, and glass. So you really do have good options, but it's really on you what you want to go with. Me personally, I would go with a sharp take and a rim protector takeover. Or for this build, if you do feel like you want to go with like a glass in your takeover so you can get plus to your rebounding, you can. So I would go with See the Future for that if you want to do that. The build comes out as, I'll be honest, this build is very well rounded for what you want out of a 7'3", but I still think it's the 5th best center build in the game for what I would probably make. And that comes out as a two-way inside-out score, similar to shades of Sabonis, Dad, Joel Embiid, and Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know how to say his first name. That's why I always call him Sabonis Daddy, but it's straight. So I was checking my analytics. Even with 100K, we still have 80% of you guys not subscribed. I don't know what else I got to do. Now, if you guys want to get more in touch with me, you can join the Discord. But how you watching my videos and not subscribe? Subscribe! It's that simple. And all right, next. Now for the next 4 builds, you're gonna probably start to see a trend of how this rankings is gonna go. So again, we have the center position. Handing numbers up to you. This time we're at 7'1". So now we're down 2 inches, 236 on the weight and 7'7" on the wingspan. Body type is completely up to you. Now, when it comes to this build, what you're gonna notice on all these builds, we're gonna have an 86 strength, we're gonna have max speed for the height, and max acceleration for the height with a 90 stamina. So, when it comes to the build, this is just something that we have to take a hit. Now, this is going to be something that's different from all the builds as well. We don't have a 90 interior defense. It was just too hard to do. But the reason why is so that we can have a 90 standard dunk. And 90 standard dunk allows you to have Rise Up Gold. Rise Up Gold is the highest we have on any of these builds. Rise Up is a very, very, very good badge in this game. Now, one thing that you could do if you don't really care about having Posterizer on bronze, if you don't feel like you don't care about having contact dunks for both the guards and the big man contact dunks on a big man build, which is really nice to have, you don't have to have an 84. Just go with an 80 and you're gonna be able to have the quick drops and you'll be perfectly fine regardless with or without that. So just want to make sure that's known. Now, when it comes to the layup, that's a 64. You have a 64 close shot. You really kind of want that to be in a 75 range, but it kind of is what it is. We're gonna get that 90 standard dunk because honestly, you want to go for a standard dunk every single time, and I can make myself go for a standard dunk at a large percent of the time with just a 70. So if I have a 90 with gold Rise Up, I'm gonna be perfectly fine. Now, when it comes to 3-ball, again, we have an 83 3-ball because that's really what I want to go for at least on all my big man builds, even if it's just a 6'9", doesn't really matter. 68 mid range. It didn't really give me no badges for putting that up, so I just left it there, and we just put the leftover on free throw. So if you want to play 5v5, you have a 60. 76 pass accuracy, again, just so we can have break starter and needle threader to those tiers. Now, this one, you don't really get badges like Vice Grip or Unpluckable. I do really want to have Vice Grip, but it's just too hard to be able to have all this stuff at the same time. Now, when it comes to interior defense, I want to have this at a 90, but an 88 is going to be perfectly fine. Just make sure to have at least an 88 so that you can now have post lockdown on gold for when you do have to use that badge. That's one thing that the 7'3" didn't have, but you don't really need it as much on the 7'3" because, again, you are 7'3". So all that's not going to really make as big of a difference. When you're going against a post on a 7'3", it's going to be a lot tougher for a post to go against a 7'3", which is silver, than a 7'1" with gold. So I just want to make sure that's known. Perimeter defense still is higher, but it's not that biggest difference. But you do have a 93 block, a 93 rebound, so you do have gold anchor, gold rebound chaser, gold pogo stick. So those are things that are things. Box out beast is a really, really good badge in this game, but we only get it gold. If you want to have it even higher, you would have to go up 94. I'm just not going to do all that. So if you want to do that, you can. Speed, I put that max. That's just auto. 86 strength, that's got to be auto for the gold. Brick wall, 81 vertical, gonna help you get a lot better rebound animations, a lot better block animations, and get more blocks consistently and get more rebounds consistently. They have a 90 stamina just so that you can hold everything together. Now, when it comes to the takeovers, you're gonna end up with sharp, rim, glass. Those are gonna be the only options. That's pretty much gonna be the regular options that you would normally get on a big man build, unless you put post control in your build. And honestly, if I'm making this build, I'm probably gonna go with the rim and glass, or not rim and glass, but sharp and rim. Now, if you want to go with rim as your primary, you can do that. But I'm gonna go with sharp as my primary because I feel like be able to shoot from limitless whenever I pop take is gonna be good. But if you feel like you want to go with paint intimidation as your primary, you're still gonna get that +8 to your sharp if you just pop your rim. So you'll still get the benefit, like the +8s from sharp, but you just won't get the in-game benefits unless you have a dual take pop, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's really on you how you want to do that. That's just what I do. And yeah, that build comes out as similar to 2 shades of Marcus Camby, Miles Turner makes sense, and Mitchell Robinson. I don't really get the other two, but Miles Turner actually kind of does make sense, except for the rebounding part. But yeah, it's a 2-way inside-out scorer again. All right, for the next build, it's going to be at the center position again on the same account with the same hand and number. Now, when it comes to the height, we're going to be now down to the 6'11". Now, these, in my opinion, are 3 best heights to make a center build in the game, because in my opinion, you want to be as versatile as possible, but the vertical is what really takes this build to a whole nother level. Vertical, in my opinion, will make up tenfold for your height, and you're gonna be a lot faster on a 6'11" in comparison to a 7'3" or 7'1". So these are when I really feel like you're starting to actually make a valid center build. White is 234 because again, you don't really need beyond an 86 because you do get that +4 from gym rat, so you are gonna be in that 90 threshold. But if you feel like you want 99, then by all means go crazy, get that. But I don't feel like it's necessary. In 7'7" wingspan, just so we had to fit the 83.3, which is all I really want to be able to have, and that's our main focus. Now, when it comes to the build top to bottom, I've tried to make sure to have everything be as balanced as possible. So you have a 70 layup, so you can unlock certain layup packages. No longer long athlete, but you do get certain pretty decent layup packages with the 70. The only thing is, if you're not 6'10" and below, there are some that you don't really get. So it's not the biggest deal, but if you don't go 70, you lose a badge. So that's another thing why I did it here. When it comes to the close shot, you're going to end up with a 76 close shot, and that's going to be really important to get certain badges at 75 and not just put it up because it doesn't really matter at that point. So if you want to just keep it at a 75, you can do that. If you want to go for like a higher post control, a higher ball handle to be able to have quick first step or vice grip, you can do that as well. But the thing is, if you lower this, it's going to go down too much. So I would just say you either raise this, it's not gonna give you anything, so you got to figure that out. You're not getting no extra badge from mid-range as well, so that's why I just left it at close shot. So when it comes to the standing dunk, that's gonna be for the silver. You're gonna have an 80. That's gonna be more regular to what it's gonna be for all these builds. And then when it comes to the 86 driving dunk, that's gonna allow you to have posterizer as a tier 2, just like the last two, but at a 6'11", that's really crazy. You have a silver slithery as a tier 1, and you have gold limitless takeoff as a tier 1. So you can be able to have posterizer, slithery finisher, takeoff all within your first 10 badges. It's a W. So yeah, when it comes to the shooting, you have an 83. You're gonna be able to have pretty much all the badges that you normally would be able to have. There's no badges that's really restricted at all on this build. So if you want to have Agent 3s, you can have that. If you want to have blinders, you can have that. You want to have dead eye, limitless, all that, you're gonna be able to have that, and you can be able to have all the jump shots that you want to be able to have with the 83 and below rating. Now, when it comes to the free throw, that's just really so that you can play 5v5, but that's really just going up because of the 3 ball, just like the mid-range only went up because of the 3 ball. Now, when it comes to the pass accuracy, again, that's up so that you can have gold, break starter, and silver needle threader. Anything else that you want to put on, you do that by all means. When it comes to defense rebound, really more to kind of what we want. We gonna have a 90 interior defense, max perimeter defense, max steal, 93 block, because you want to be able to have gold anchor and Hall of Fame chase down, and you have a 93 defensive rebound so that you can have gold rebound chaser. Now, you also do end up getting pogo stick based off your offensive rebound, your defensive rebound, or your block rating. And we already went over why we went for the brick wall with the 86 strength. So yeah, so which y'all are starting to pretty much notice that we are getting shorter and shorter, but you also are getting more speed. It's just always been max on all these builds, and you're also getting more vertical, which has been max on pretty much all these builds as well. Now, you're also gonna have a 90 stamina on this build again, and when it comes to the takeovers, you're gonna end up with sharp, rim, and glass takeover. Again, if you want to go with glass or rim as your primary, by all means do that. This is just how I would do it on my big man builds. It probably would make more sense to do it like that. And honestly, I'm putting the paint intimidation for you guys. If I'm making a build, I'm going with stuff blocks every single time as my secondary, especially if I'm putting that in front of that sharp take as well. And the similar 2 shades of comes out as Marcus Camby, Miles Turner, and Christian Wood. And Christian Wood been hooping this year, so that's low-key a W1. But yeah, it's a 2-way inside-out score again. All right, so for this one, I forgot to edit it, but if you throw it at the center position, you're gonna be able to change everything to be exactly how I show you guys in this video for the build. So just make sure, instead of putting it power forward, to put it to center, but it's at the power position. Handle number is really up to you. Then when it comes to the height, you're gonna be 6'10", 234, 7'7". If you make it at the center, it's gonna be the exact same thing. Body type is completely up to you. I did not change it for this build. Now, when it comes to the attributes, you're gonna end up with a 76 close shot, a 68 layup, a 84 driving dunk, and an 80 standing dunk. So what you're gonna notice on some of these builds, when you raise up your close shot, it's gonna have a way higher post control based off that. So that's a couple of things that you gotta notice when doing stuff like that. If you lower this, you should be able to get something back, but the thing is, you raise this, that's why that 26 speed ball. So there's gonna be certain things rising on other builds for putting up the same thing, but it just kind of is what it is. So you're gonna end up with 17 finishing, 16 shooting, 9 playmaking, and 28 defensive. So for the finishing, pretty much the same. Close shot, pretty much the same. Instead of a 70 driving layup, though, we only have a 68. We still got a 17. Instead of an 86 driving dunk, you got an 84. So you still got a 17, but for the 80 standing dunk, you're still gonna have that exact same thing. Now, another thing that's a real big thing that you could probably say the last build is better is because the posterizer is now at tier 3. So that's really on you, which one you rather. Now, for this one, if you want to have 16, you have to have up. You go up on the mid-range. Instead of it being a 68, it's going to be a 69, but pretty much the same 3-ball on all the builds. Free throw is going to be a lot higher for the 5v5 guys. Pass accuracy, again, is going to be a 76 for the break starter and needle threader. 41 ball handle is just based off of that. If you guys do want to have quick first step, vice grip, unpluggable, any of that stuff, you're going to have to raise your post control or your speed of ball. That's going to be on you and what you do with that. I'm pretty sure you could lower this. So that's another thing. If you want to raise something somewhere, we can do that later. Interior defense, that's what you want to be able to have at 90. But this is one of the main reasons why I have it higher than the last one, is because I put it to 88. That's why the post control was like that. But yeah, interior defense, you have to put that to 90, or not have to, but I like having my big man builds being 90, especially the shorter I go. It's just gonna be a lot more consistent. Now on my regular 6'9", I only have a 76 interior defense, and I get really, really consistent contests on a lot taller builds, and it's really consistent in the paint. And I don't even have anchor. This build is going to have anchor. It's going to have 90 interior defense, and you're going to be really good. Now, another thing about it, perimeter defense and steal is going to be a lot higher than the previous builds. And that's going to make you a lot more versatile on defense. Now, another thing is, you're not going to have nearly the offensive rebound. But the thing is, if you are going to have that offensive rebound, you got to understand, this is a build that's not really supposed to be putting the ball on the floor. This is going to be a build to pick and pop, or pick and roll, or cutting, or slipping. So, you're going to have a lot of things you can do with this off the ball. You're not really supposed to be on the ball, but if you are in a position to get a rebound, you do have a 70 offensive rebound alongside goal rebound chaser. Just because you have a 70 doesn't mean you're not gonna have a goal rebound chaser. You're still gonna have that, so you gotta also put that into play. Now, the 93 block, that's gonna allow you to have Hall of Fame chase down with goal anchor. That's gonna be really good. 93 defensive rebounds is gonna allow you to have the goal rebound chaser, and we still have the pogo stick goal because we have the high block and high rebound. Now, when it comes to speed, gonna be slightly faster. So the perimeter defense and steal is much higher, but the speed is pretty much just one difference, I believe. I think it was 75 on the last one, so it's not the significant difference that really crazy. But the strength, instead of at 86, this is gonna be the highest strength we have on the entire video. 88, just end up going with 88 because why not? If you want to just go with 86, that's definitely an option. You can lower that. You can even lower this, and you can put that to wherever you want. You can lower this as well. Maybe you want to go for this instead. You can do that. Maybe you want to go with higher close shot. Maybe you want to go with higher standing dunk. Maybe you want to go with higher offensive rebound. You can do that. That's all on you. But yeah, vertical. This first build, I believe, with 90 vertical. I could be wrong, but I believe this is the first build with 90 vertical. I think the last one had 88. 90 vertical is going to be significantly better than 88 because it's in a whole different threshold. Now, the thresholds aren't as big of a difference as it was last year, but the thing is, every attribute point matters. So the fact that every attribute point matters, and when you get to that 90 threshold, that is a completely different threshold, is going to be a significant difference. If that makes sense, hopefully I didn't confuse you. If you got a question on that, just put that in the comments down below. Last year, if you was just in the 70 threshold, you pretty much had something, it's pretty much similar, the exact same, it just was slightly better depending on your rating. But this year, if you're in an 80 threshold, you're at an 88 or 80, an 88 is going to be way better than an 80, but you're still in that threshold. Just like if you go from an 88 to a 90, you're going to go to the 90 threshold. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I'm not confusing nobody. But yeah, 90 stamina. And then when it comes to the takeaways, you're going to end up with sharp, lock, rim, and glass. And that's another reason why I think this build is better, because you do have the option of lock take, which I would probably go with as my secondary takeaway, because you do have crazy plus 10s to the, I guess you can say, or not plus 10s, I guess, because it's next gen, so it's only plus 8s, but you do get the plus 8s that are really good for the physicals, like the speed and vertical and strength and stuff like that. Slasher would probably be the best one because you get plus 8 to all of them, so you get speed, acceleration, strength, vertical, stamina, all that would get plus 8. Now Juice will take that to a whole nother level, but that's a topic for another day. Now for this one, I would probably go with Probably go with extreme clamps. Another thing that's really good for this build to get it is because you get the perimeter defense and the steal, so your lateral quickness, your pass perception to be able to play on ball defense. Well, not on ball defense, but passing lane defense. All that's gonna go up, and you already gonna have really good rebound, really good defense rebound, really good block rating, really good interior defense. So that doesn't really need the boost, just like the shooting needs a boost. Your defense gonna need the boost. So that's gonna be nice to have. So you're gonna really be able to have 90 plus on 3-ball and 90 plus on pretty much every attribute on defense, which is a W build in my opinion. And you get the similar two shades of Elvin Hayes, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Evan Mobley, and that is going to be the two-way inside-out scorer. I ain't gonna lie, 2K, y'all giving me the same name for all these builds, but I understand it because a lot of these builds are very similar. They're just at different heights, but these are just showing you guys how the different heights can kind of affect certain builds. All right, so for the last build, I got 2 builds. I ain't gonna lie. I planned on giving y'all one. I was gonna give y'all just the one I made, but I'm gonna give y'all one that I kind of altered to be more of a build that I've been showing you guys for all the other heights. So we're gonna be at the center position, 6'9", 224 on the weight, just so we can have the 86 strength, 7'6" wingspan, and body type is completely up to you. Now, when it comes to this build, what I really went for, we're gonna show you guys on both heights. So we have 16 finishing, 17 shooting, 8 playmaking, and 28 defensive. Now for the 28 defensive, again, we want to have that 90 interior defense, the 93 block with the 93 defensive rebound, but we want to have that max perimeter defense and that max steal. Now it wasn't necessary to do that on this build. We just went for an 85 steal just so we can be able to have that stuff as high as possible. We also went for an 86 perimeter defense, just so we can be able to play the best perimeter defense possible. We would have moved laterally, all that type of stuff, and we have a 70 or a 69 offensive rebound, which is not the craziest, but these things are going to be a slightly different. Now, the main thing is going to be slightly different between the two builds is going to be the pass accuracy, the offensive rebound, and the steal rating. Pretty much everything is going to be pretty much the same. Now, the 3-ball again is as well is not going to be as high, but it just is what it is. So if you want to be able to have that 3-ball across all the builds and be able to get all the jump shots, go with the 83. That's why I say. But if you go with the other one, you're gonna be able to have the same. You're gonna be able to have the bases, but you're not gonna be able to have the exact same jump shot. And that's another thing. So when it comes to the close shot, that's a 76. You lower that, you lose a badge. You got a 67. You lower that, you lose a badge. 86 driving dunk though, so you can get limitless takeoff. And you're going to have silver posterizer, you're going to have silver slithery, but you also going to get the contact dunks. You're going to have an 80 standing dunk. That's going to allow you to have, like, rise up and get a lot more standing dunks. So you have an 83 3-ball. We went over that. 69, that's how you get the extra badge. 76 pass accuracy, that's how you get break starter and needle threader. And needle threader is not a tier 3 badge like it's been on the other builds. That's another bonus to it. 50 ball handle, just so you're going to be able to have vice grip. You want to go up on that, it's really on you. You can go for it for post control, but it's going to give you ball handle regardless based of the pass accuracy. That's why we just went for the ball handle. Interior defense, that's going to be at a 90. Perimeter defense, that's at an 86. Just so you can have challenger, clamps, stuff like menace, all this other stuff. 85 steal. You're going to be able to have silver glove, which is really good. Silver interception, which is really good. And that's just really what it is. 93 block is going to allow you to have anchor, chase down artist, rebound chaser, pogo stick, which is going to be really good on the 6'9 build if you want to be able to jump and stuff like that. 69 offensive rebound, got to think about it. It's going to be kind of low, but you're going to be really more of a pick and pop, a pick and roll, a slip. You're going really an off-ball build, so you got to understand that. Cutting, all that type of stuff. 93 defensive rebound, that's how you're going to be able to have the rebound chaser to go. 74 speed, really wish I could have a higher speed, but you got to take a hit somewhere. You got to take a hit somewhere in some of these places. It's just really that simple. And compared to the other build, the biggest hits is really the steal, the rebound, and the speed. The steal is not the biggest hit, but when y'all see what I mean, y'all will see what I mean. Rebound is kind of like a 11 hit, and the speed, I really just want to be able to have that max. And I think if it was max, it would be like an 80 something or 80 plus. Acceleration is not important for this build. Strength, that's going to be 86. That's going to be how you get the brick wall. 90 vertical. If you get that max, that's going to be down there like a 95. And stamina is going to be a 90. Now, when it comes to the takeovers, you're going to end up with sharp, lock, rim, and glass in your takeover again. And yeah, that's pretty much the build. I don't even have to show y'all all that stuff. Let's just hop into the other one. And for the other build, this is going to be the one. So you're going to be at center position again. You're going to be 6'9", 230, and 7'7" wingspan. This is the build that I made, and this is the one I've pretty much already showed y'all, and I said was the best center build in the game. Now, there's just things that we have to take a hit on. Now, one thing I'll say for real quick, you don't have to have your free throw that high. I just wanted my free throw that high so I could be able to play 5v5 with it. So if you want to go lower here, just to be able to have the vice grip like that, go higher on your pads accuracy, you can. But you won't be able to have the 76 to be able to have like stuff like brake starter. You're just gonna have silver. So yeah, you can also lower this a lot more as well. But the thing is, it's gonna lower too much, and it's really, you really don't want to lower it too much, because it does lower it based off your driving dunk. They put too many attributes linked with other stuff, but you can go up here to be able to get vice grip as well with the 70. What's it called? So you only need a 45. So that's another thing. You can try to get even more 3-ball. You can try to get more mid-range, get more badges like that. It's not gonna give you no more badges, but it's really on you. Use a lot of stuff that you can tweak based off what I did. You can get more speed. You can get more free throw. You can get more layup. It just really is what it is. Now, when it comes to the build, you have the same thing for the close shot, 76, 67. Those are just to get the extra badges. You lower those things, you lose a badge. You lose a badge. 86 driving dunk, that's be able to get the same things again. Limitless takeoff, auxiliary, posterizer, get contact dunks at 84. Standing dunk, that's gonna be the same thing to be able to have rise up. This time we went with post control instead of ball handle because we didn't go with the 76 pass accuracy, so that you can be able to have stuff like vice grip. 81 3-ball, you don't really need the 81, but that's gonna help you get a higher 3-ball so you can have a better jump shot. So that's really on you. 66 mid-range, 62 free throw, 70 pass accuracy is just gonna be silver brake starter and silver needle thrower. We've been going for gold brake starter and silver needle thrower all video, but it just kind of is what it is. You have to take hits to be able to get what you really want to get. Now, when it comes to the ball handle, that's at 36 just off the pass accuracy. Now, defensive eyes, same things for the interior defense block and defensive rebound. 90, 93, and 93. 93 block to be able to have gold anchor, 93 rebound to be able to have gold rebound chaser, and 90 interior defense just to be able to reach that threshold. Now, perimeter defense again is going to be 86. Like I said, that's not going to be a significant difference, but you're going to have a 90 steal instead of an 85. Why is 90 steal a significant deal in comparison to 85? 85 is probably the best bang for your buck, but if you can get 90, I like to get 90. Now, the reason why we didn't go 90 on the last one is because you just couldn't. If you go 7'6" wingspan on 6'9", you only can get to an 89. But if you go 7'7" wingspan, you're not going to be able to have an 83 3-ball, which is why I'll show you guys two builds. Now, it was really important for me on my big man build to be able to have that 90 steal. And with that 90 steal, you're not able to have gold interceptor. Gold interceptor is ridiculous. It's really overpowered. It's really good. So now you have silver glove and silver, or not silver, but gold interceptor. And you're still going to be able to have clamps. None of the other builds had clamps, by the way. I didn't mention that on the last one. None of the other builds had clamps. And you're going to have gold challenger and Hall of Fame chase down with all these badges in tier 3 gold. And you're going to even have stuff like pick dodger, box out beast, post lockdown. It's really stuff that you really don't even really need. 80 offensive rebound instead of a 69. You got a 75 speed instead of 74. I really wish that was a lot higher, but again, you got to give to take. It's just that simple. 66 acceleration just off the perimeter defense. 86 sprint. Again, for brick wall, get +4, you get to the 90 threshold. 90 vertical is going to be really good. Really wish I got that even higher, but it is what it is for the 90 stamina. Then when it comes to takeaways, again, you're going to have sharp, lock, rim, and glass. I'm going to be honest, if I was making a big man build, this is how I would do it. I would go with stuff blocks, and then I would go with like a sharp take. And I probably would even go with a spot position sometimes, but this would probably be a little bit make more sense. If you want a better +8, you could go with lock, but it's not as necessary on this build because you pretty much already have 90 plus perimeter defense and steal. You have a 90 steal off rip. You're going to get 90 plus perimeter defense regardless because you're going to get that +5 to every attribute regardless. So it's not the biggest deal. So this is probably what I would go with if I was making a build. And that's the takeaways I would go with. That's the build I would go with. That's the build that I made. If you guys want, you know what I'm saying, anything like that, just let me know. And that's just really what it is. And the shades of similar to is Marcus Camby, Miles Turner, and Jared Allen. The same exact build name. If you made the other build, it was going to be the same exact build name. And yeah, the build comes out as a 2-way inside out score. But yeah, that's going to be the best center builds in NBA 2K23. If you guys want more videos like this, y'all been going crazy with all the positions this year. Just let me know. Like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I had to interrupt this little series a little bit to give y'all the best builds for the new season. Had to interrupt it again to give y'all the best rebirth builds. If you guys want me to give you guys the best 6'9 builds, the best 6'8 builds, the best 6'1 builds, the best 6'3 builds, the best 2-way builds, the best ISO builds, I can do anything for these ranking build videos. all y'all gotta do is put it in the comments down below. What do you guys want next? But yeah, like I said, that's gonna be the end of this video. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. Out the bit, man.
I came in violent. I just came in and hopped in my pocket. Got a bad bitch outside, she tryna drop it. Got an F in my mouth.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!